Ladies, wait till you find out that the only reason why a lot of men like dating younger women is so they can cheat on you and manipulate you into doing anything that they want you to do. These type of guys like dating younger women because they know that they can take advantage of you and then you're not going to question them based off of their knowledge and their seniority. And not even to mention, a lot of the time when you date an older man, you notice that a lot of them either have a double life or they have a baby mama or any of that sort that they never tell you about until you find out. And you will also notice when you get into an argument with him, it'll be either his way or no way. He will make your feelings feel invalidated because he wants to be right. And since he's older, he thinks that he knows best. Older men also are more quick to try to enforce boundaries as if you are their kid, telling you, oh, I don't think you should be wearing that out, or telling you that you can't go hang out with friends. And the harsh reality is, the older that he may be, the more experience that he has with entertaining other women, cheating on other women, manipulating them as well, and also being a narcissist. And not even to mention, they will lie to you and still try to justify their lying, especially if they cheated on you. They will try to convince you that you were in the wrong even though they cheated. It was never about the age and you were never the problem. But one thing for sure and two things for certain, just because a man is older will not make him act any better than if he was younger. But y'all stay safe though.
Hi ladies, welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Miss Kafue. So in today's video, we are talking about why men prefer to date or deal with younger women. I'm sure this is a subject for controversy, and in this video, I've compiled a couple of clips for you whereby it gets so interesting. So ladies, I'd advise you to just stick around and then I'll be back to give my take on this video.
Let's talk about why men love young girls so much. There are a number of reasons. A, you are young, so you look good because you have youth on your side. But B, most importantly and most scarily, because you are young and you lack knowledge, so you are easily manipulated. I do not care how much knowledge or experience you have as a woman. If the guy you are talking to is 5+ years older than you will be easy for him to manipulate. Now, I would say this stops being applicable from like 30+ because I think 30+, everybody is an adult. So a 30-year-old and a 40-year-old or 45-year-old, quite similar, even though there is still an age gap. So let's first understand that most men do not love being held accountable or being forced to be responsible. And what happens is, as women get older, they start to understand the game more, they start to understand men more, and they start to have higher expectation and tougher rules for men. Men do not like that. And men will say that they like younger girls because they look better, obviously youth, and, the children thing. However, there are a lot of beautiful, fine, older ladies who still can have children. The only difference between those two women is that one of them has the experience of age on her side and has experienced things with men. And once you have experience, you have knowledge. You can spot some of these men coming. It is so much easier for a man to spill his lies, his tricks, his manipulation on a young girl because it's probably the first time she's ever coming across that type of situation. She probably does not know what to question him about. She's probably not sure what's going on. Maybe she can feel that something's off, but she doesn't really know what it is. Men also tend to be more financially advanced than the younger girls they are dating. So their finances, in terms of impressing a woman, can go a lot further with a younger lady. Older women, a lot of times, we've done all that YOLO. Not to say the YOLO's over, but, we've experienced it. We're looking for the real money now. House money, stocks and shares, 401k if you're in America, retirement, real serious money. That requires thought and planning and responsibility. Remember that thing that men don't love? So the best way to avoid it? Go for a woman that's not going to ask about it. Also, it would be remiss of me to fail to add that a lot of men like younger women because in the age range that they're in, they have scattered the market. Their reputation is known from NW1 to SE26. Those are postcodes if you're in America. And why I say the dating game is rigged is because a man can do all that, mess up the game, get a terrible reputation in his age range of women, and then just go down to the younger generation. And that's what a lot of men do. So I'm not saying don't date younger women, don't date older men. I'm not your mother. I just want to highlight the mindset behind a lot of men's desire to date younger women. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you.
Men who date significantly younger women only. When someone's 18, early 20s, a woman, and she's still figuring out herself, and then the guy's 40 plus, sometimes I wonder, I'm like, where is your headspace at? Okay, if it's just physical, that's one thing, but I also have a sensitivity to that of power dynamics, and because the younger person is still developing their fucking frontal cortex. I've talked about this online and I get a lot of pushback, like, you're just old and bitter. I'm like, I at the time did not know better. I didn't know what I was giving up. If the older man is genuine in their intentions, kind and all that, that's fine. I'm not denying that there could be like a true love, a true connection there. As the older man, like, you have more life experience, you know your boundaries better, you know what you want in life. Possibly the younger person doesn't have that yet, and if you take that advantage of that or use that to your advantage, I'm not cool with that. And I do feel like a lot of men who do date super young like that, they do.
Men who are much older than you trying to approach you should be met with caution and wariness. If a man is much older than you, and I'm talking about you're 20 and he's 29, yeah, or I'm sorry, I'm going as far to say 27, there is something about this man that you should be suspicious of. And I'm not going to say it's absolutely everybody, right? But it's going to be 99% of men. Because at 29 years old, there is no reason that you should be looking for a 20-year-old. You are in two different stages of life. And why has no one your age wanted you that you now have to go down all the way to 20? I just want people to know that a man being older doesn't mean that he's better than the boys your age, that he's going to be smarter, because men are men and they're all dumb as hell, and that's just the truth. A man being much older doesn't mean nothing. You'll even find even more shege with someone who's 10 years older than you than someone your old age. Approach these situations with caution. These men like to manipulate people. They know that women younger are more likely to take a lot than women older. And it's not to say that we're better than you, because I'm 27, I'm not better than a 20-year-old, but the things I will not accept at this point are because I have grown up. At 20, even 25, there were things that I was willing to accept, things that I was okay with, that at 27 I'm not dealing with. So men that are 27 know, nah, I can't go for Blotty, because if he's not on his shit, he knows that I'm going to be like, fuck that. But he's going to look for a 20-year-old who is, one, just coming into her femininity, just starting to understand herself, and two, her brain is not developed. And I'm not saying you're not developed as in you're not mature, because you can be very mature, but I'm telling you guys, yeah, as you grow up, you're going to look back at previous versions of yourself and you're going to think, what the hell was that girl on? And men know this. They know you're not there yet. You're not going to object to certain things. You're not going to have an issue with certain things. So you are easier prey. Please, guys, when we give you advice as older girls, don't think we're being condescending or we're trying to say you're not mature. I just know that in your life, you're going to change so much. And the version of yourself is still a baby version of yourself. I'm still a baby version of myself. So I know that any man who is 10 years older than you is looking at you for a reason that probably doesn't have the best intentions.
Older men who are dating younger women are looking for an escape. And if they think your world is this escape from, they could be going through their midlife crisis and everything, or they could just be feeling really old and out of touch. But if you drag them into your delusion as if they're the coolest person or the most impressive person that you've met, they're going to go with it. They don't care. The serotonin and the dopamine in their brain is going, and they're going to, after that, they're going to have this blissful feeling when they're around you. And then when you leave them, it's going to go away. And the only way they can get that feeling back is when they're around you. And so they're going to become addicted to your presence, which means they're going to have to spend money to be in your presence. And they're not going to want that feeling to go away. So they're going to give you your money to keep you coming back. Okay. So Make sure you get in quick, drag them into your delusion, make sure, they feel like the best thing ever. And then when you leave, their feelings going to be down. But when when they text you and you text back, their feelings are up. So don't text too much on the phone, because you're going to keep giving him that feeling without him giving you that money. So always try to meet back up eventually and stop, and don't text too long, or don't talk on the phone a lot. The only way for him to get that, that feeling is to see you in person, which means he's got to take you shopping or give you money or take you on a date or do something nice for you. Okay. So keep the conversation short, keep the texting minimal. Okay. You can text back, but don't give him too much. Okay.
So men like women that are youthful and not young because of their age. And I think we've all seen women who represent this. Beyonce, Gal Gadot, Lisa Bonet, etc. There's a certain spirit someone has when they're youthful and the way that they take care of themselves. Men are attracted to that. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, you're in your 20s, you're gonna, a lot of men are gonna be attracted to you. That's actually not true. I've actually found the older I get, the more beautiful I become. Physically too. I even think about Chrishell from Selling Sunset. She's like in her 40s and she looks very youthful. You have to understand that it's not the age. When people say youthful or young, it's not the age that the man is attracted to. It is the perception that you're giving off. Or you have a youthful energy? Do you just want to stay in the house and not have fun with a man? That is actually part of a seduction archetype in Robert Greene's book, and it represents the woman who is youthful. I believe that is the coquette. And these type of women give you a different life experience and help you feel youthful again, as if you were in high school or college and you have fun with them. That is what that woman could represent despite her age, whether she's 21, 35, 40. But outside of those archetypes, I believe that women who represent youth can be of any age. Now, it's also important to keep in mind, based off of the man's personality, he's going to find certain things attractive. So one, a man finds that youthful spirit very attractive because he's seeking that life when he was in college, high school, and he wants that youthful woman around him, whether she's in her 40s or 30s. And then there are some men who seek wiser women, more sophisticated women. I also want all of you to keep in mind, because X is Y doesn't mean that Y is X. And there's a certain logic that goes behind the way that we perceive one thing versus another. So because men like young women doesn't mean he dislikes older women. I have met several men who actually prefer dating older women. And we see another example again in Selling Sunset. Romaine is dating a 40, not sure her age, and he's attracted to them. Don't get too heartbroken when you hear, oh, men only want me when I'm young. It's completely untrue.
And the older the men, the more bubbly they like, the more innocent, the baby voice they like, because they can't get that no more. Everybody their age is got the smoker's voice, got the old people voice, like, did you remember to take the trash out? Their kids are grown, so they don't hear that baby voice anymore. It's refreshing. It takes them back to their youth when they were young and could get anybody, and at least they didn't go the R. Kelly route. At least they waited till he was wrong, and they they like the baby voice. They fall for it. They're like, oh, what do you need? Let me help you. What do you need? Do you need some money? Oh. You go show up for a blind date that you met some dude off of, online. Go show up to some old man's blind date and be like, hey, I'm here. How are you? Ooh. He's gonna stand up real fast, dust himself off and be like,
older men don't want older women. I have a hard time believing that older men genuinely see younger women and think, this is my romantic equol. Yeah. Like, I don't think you think that about a 22-year-old, sir. Winston, Charles. I agree. Think back if you can. Don't say anything out loud. Just think about what you were doing at 21. Don't say nothing. See, look at your face. Look at your face. You see what I'm talking about? You don't know yourself enough. You're naive. You're immature. You have no business dating somebody who can buy houses and such.
The real reason why men date younger women is not because of their physical appearance, their bodies. No, because today with plastic surgery and everything else, you barely know who is 40 and who is 18. guys date younger women because they're easily manipulated. They're gonna be very happy with a few crumbs because maybe they didn't experience much in the world. They're gonna be just easily impressed. And it's way cheaper to date a younger girl.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
And how old is your man?
He's 53.
Damn. So do age gap relationships really work?
I think when both sides have good intentions, yes.
So what are your intentions for him being that old?
First of all, he's not that old. 53 is not old. Especially when you look the way that he looks. My intentions are just to love someone who's in this new phase of life when they were unhappy for so long and are feeling more alive than they have in the past 10 years.
But with a 20+ year age gap, what do you two have in common?
We have a lot in common. We are both very sentimental people, very in tune with our emotions, looking for genuine love, like to have fun, like to eat good food, love to experience new things. There's never a dull moment in our relationship.
And you don't have any long-term concerns about him being that old?
Of course I do.
Wait a minute, what the hell?
But I prefer to focus on the positive things. And life's too short to not go for what you're feeling.
And does he have any kids?
He has 3 kids.
Wait, what? How old are they?
They're all college age.
So like 18, 19?
Like more like 20, 21, 22.
But that's not too far off from you. So if you were to like marry him, would they still be your stepkids? Oh shit!
I mean, they would be my stepkids, but it's not like we would have like a mother, like disciplining their kids kind of relationship. I feel like the way that I envision it is like we're kind of friends. Like I don't.
Oh really?
No, maybe it's just me being stupid and naive. But like,
you don't think it's a little awkward being that you're kind of seeing and being intimate with their dad, who's their dad, and y'all are the same age?
We do not care.
I think that like it could probably be awkward, but also their dad is a hot young guy. I'm sure they hear that a lot too from their friends, and like their dad isn't like some senile guy who's walking around with a cane and staying at home every Friday night. Like he's out, he's with his friends, and like he's getting bottles, and there are young girls around. Like I'm sure they're used to that and would expect that too. Like I think, not to say that they're going to be completely okay with it, but I don't think they would be opposed to it. Like when you have a dad that's hot, that's that hot, what do you expect? You think that he's going to go and be with some like lady?
Isn't it interesting why some men prefer to date young women? And by young, I mean like 30 years young. Like when you were 30 years, that's when this woman was born. Like some age gaps to me don't make sense. I know that statement. Some people will come for me, but that is just my opinion. And I believe I'm entitled to my opinion. Like some age gaps don't make sense. You find that a 20-year-old is dating like a 60-year-old or a 50-year-old. Like, hey, come on. Like if the age gap is 10 years, it should just be 10 years max, not more than that. But also that is creepy, especially considering if the man was like 30 when the girl was like 18. That's very creepy. So some age gaps are like, they just scream pedophilic behavior. I don't know about you, but that's just my opinion. The people who have talked in this video have had very interesting takes that I loved. For instance, one of them mentioned that when you're young, you're very naive, which is very true. Myself, as a 22-year-old, 21-year-old, 23-year-old, even 25-year-old, I was very naive. Now imagine dating a person who has 15 years more experience than you. Like, what kind of game is this person on? How much ahead is this person? Can you just think about that? Shara is right. Most men that date young women are looking for an escape. If you've met these old men, you know what I'm talking about. Like they'll tell you like they want someone to make them happy, they want someone to make them jovial, to feel youthful again. Which brings me to the point of the lady who said that men are not really looking at your age, but your youthfulness, which I agree with. Like we have some women who are like 25, but they have no youth in them. Like they look drained or they act drained. They are not jovial. They are not bubbly. And you have this like 50-year-old, 40-year-old woman who's very bubbly, who's very jovial. Like I think the youthfulness matters, not really the age. I really support that point. Yes, these old men are always looking for an escape. And not all older men have bad intentions, but most of them, you know how these men think. Most of them have very bad intentions. That's why it's important to vet them before you get into these like huge age gap relationships. And I really loved the interview of this lady who was being asked why she's with an older man. I really thought she really handled the questions well for her age. I don't know whether it was, if it was me, I don't know what I would say. But anyway, I'm not dating an older man. But her knowledge really impressed me. Like she was on point. And another reason why older men don't go for women in their age gap is not necessarily because older women have expired, they are aging, they are not beautiful. It's none of that. Society wants you to believe that it's all those reasons. Trust me, it's none of that. The main reason is because when you're an older woman, like even now, compare yourself to like 10 years ago, you're definitely a better person. You've definitely invested in yourself. But the 10-year ago you, the 20-year-old you, would have accepted breadcrumbs, would have gone out of naivety. But the you now, you're not dating out of ignorance, you're not dating out of a scarcity mindset. You're not desperate, you have your career going, you can take care of yourself. So a man's money won't impress you like it will have impressed you back when you were like 18 years old. So the reason why older men don't go for older women is because older women have game. They have years of knowledge, of experience. They have experiences with men. They've learned their fair share of game. So older men want someone who they can manipulate, and who better to manipulate than a younger woman? Have you thought about that for a second? Like once you see it from that perspective, that's when you start even questioning these older men who like go for these younger women. Some of them even just want a hospice girlfriend, like a person who wipes their butt, a person who's there for them in their old age till they die. Some of them are just looking for that. I remember I was watching a reality show whereby there was this like 55-year-old man who was marrying a 15-year-old girl in the Philippines. And the sisters, not the sisters, the daughters of this man are older than this lady who's being married. They even like stopping her at the mall, asking her, are you sure this is the right decision? Like, we're just looking out for you because our dad is so old and you're so young. You've not lived out your life. And right now, when I remember that show, everything makes so much sense to me now. At that time, it was just a reality show. Ha 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 ha. But right now, thinking about that instance, I don't know why I remembered it at this particular moment I'm recording this, but it makes so much sense to me now. So it's crazy how most men mess up in their youth. Like they drag woman to woman, they drag women through the mud. They have their fair share of evils they've done to women who are there for them, good women, beautiful women, and then they just level down to the younger generation. That's why it's very questionable. And you wonder, why does this man doesn't want to deal with women of his age? What is wrong with this man that women of his age have rejected him? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself. Don't be naive. Don't think you're just this special young thing. No. Open your eyes and think about things on a different level. If you've been with an older man, not even necessarily dating an older man, maybe even a colleague at work, maybe even a man who showed interest, like a person who you just interacted with, you'll notice they're very controlling. Like it's either his opinion or no opinion. And they never understand you. Like when you try to explain anything you're doing, like for me, when I try to explain my content creation to this one guy, whenever he met me, he was always like, please, don't do those content creation things, those politics things. Those politicians can start looking for you and you might end up killed. Like that is a dangerous game. Don't make those contents. Like these people don't even understand your hustle. Like you can't even have chemistry. Like it's so bad. Like you can't even, just explain to them such a simple fact as I'm doing this content, I'm not doing that content. Like such a simple fact as that I could not explain. And it's so annoying. So I really love this video. Some takes I loved about this video are the older he is, the more experience he has with dealing with other women. So yeah, the older he is, he has more experience. He'll definitely know how to manipulate you really well. He definitely knows what to do. He has seen a lot like you. You're not the first one, you're not the last one. And a man who has this behavior, even if you get married to such a man thinking that now you are this special woman, no. The moment you grow older, he'll also stoop down again to your age bracket. The age bracket he met you at, he'll go for another woman at that age. Because whenever you get older, it's not about your looks. It's about now you've become aware of his manipulative tactics and he doesn't want to be held accountable. So what he'll tend to do is shut down, divorce you and go for another younger woman. And you'll be out here thinking, oh, now I'm older. You'll be out here having self-esteem issues. The truth is that you caught on game. And younger women require less in the dating field. Like he doesn't have to have all his shit together. He doesn't have to invest so much in these younger women. Like it's so easy to impress her. But with you, it's not easy to impress you because you require serious conversations. You require truth. You require work. You've done the work on yourself. So you will need to accept a man who has no work ethic, who hasn't done the work for himself, who is nowhere. So that's why they tend to stoop for younger women. So ladies, I really enjoyed this video. I don't know about you. I've really enjoyed it. Like I didn't even expect this commentary will go for this long, but I've really enjoyed it. So please comment below this video and I'll be happy to engage with you in the comment section. Ladies, I'm really loving your comments. I may not be able to reply to all comments, but I really see your comments and I like them. So please do something nice for yourself today and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.